My name is Nga, 34 years old. I'm a mother of two little children under 6 years old. And I'm working in a company about telecommunications. Just like you, I love Vietnam very much. It's not because it's the place where I was born and grew up, but because Vietnam is a country with very beautiful scenes, a long-lasting history, and many amazing facts. I have always wanted to speak about Vietnam in a very native English so that people from countries all around the world can understand. But I failed to do so because I cannot find many books about Vietnam written by the native speakers. So today I'm very thankful to be introduced a book written by an American author. It is called It's Cool to Learn About Countries Vietnam. So please join me to read this book so that you may understand more about the country where you live in. Now let's read and enjoy with me. It's Cool to Learn About Countries Vietnam by Danner Minchen Raw. Travel to the faraway nation of Vietnam and learn about its people, history, and culture. This book consists of 5 chapters. Chapter 1, Welcome to Vietnam. Chapter 2, Business and Government in Vietnam. Chapter 3, Meet the People. Chapter 4, Celebrations. And Chapter 5, What's for Dinner? Now let's start with the Chapter 1. Welcome to Vietnam. If you look at the globe, it is easy to spot Asia. It is the largest continent in terms of land. It is also the continent with the most people. The combined population of Asia's many countries is in the billions. Let's stop in one of these countries, Vietnam, to explore life on the other side of the world. Look at this picture. It's about Vietnam. A girl is riding a water buffalo, and water buffalo are important to Vietnamese farmers. Now turn to the next page. You will see a globe, and Vietnam is here, is red, in the big Asia. Vietnam is on the southeastern edge of the continent of Asia. Vietnam is long and skinny. It is tucked along the southeastern edge of Asia, next to the Gulf of Tonkin and the South China Sea. Laos and Cambodia border it to the west, and China borders it to the north. Vietnam's total area is about 128,000 square miles, 332,000 square kilometers, making it a little larger than the state of New Mexico. Almost 90 million people live in Vietnam. And look at this picture. The rice fields often fill the valleys of northern Vietnam. Wilder at the top and bottom and skinny in the middle, Vietnam has 3 regions: Bắc Bộ, Northern, Trung Bộ, Central, and Nam Bộ, North Southern. The landscape of the north contains mountains, hills, and plains. Phan Xipang, the country's highest peak, stands in the north. The Red River and other waterways cross this area. Crops such as rice grow in the fertile plains along these rivers. This region is also home to Hanoi, the country's capital. Vietnam is one of the world's narrowest countries. Central Vietnam is only 30 miles, 48 kilometers across at its narrowest point. If a freeway crossed the country at this point, a car could drive from one side to the other in less than half an hour. The Trường Sơn Mountains run down the western edge of central Vietnam, but on the eastern side, you'll find beaches and harbors of the coast. The central region gets some of the worst weather. Swirling storms with high winds called typhoons often crash into the shore. And the Mekong River is an important waterway running through southern Vietnam. Sometimes it is called the River of Nine Dragons because it splits into 9 smaller rivers before it empties into the South China Sea. The land around this wide delta is rich for farming. The country's largest city, Ho Chi Minh City, formerly called Saigon, lies in the south. Look at this picture. Boats are a common sight along the Mekong River. From the rugged mountains to the sunny beaches, Vietnam has breathtaking views of nature. In Ha Long Bay, more than 3,000 islands rise up from the water. Legend says that the island formed when a dragon dropped jewels and jade into the clear bay. Vietnam's land provides home for many animals. Creatures live in the rugged mountains, the thick forests, the rushing rivers, and on the salty coast. Vietnam's magnificent wildlife includes the saurus crane, the clouded leopard, the water buffalo, and the endangered savan rhinoceros. Vietnam has a tropical climate, meaning it is typically warm and wet. The northern part of the country has 4 seasons. Summers are hot and humid, with the temperatures often rising above 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 degrees Celsius. Winters are much drier and cooler. The south has only 2 seasons. The rainy season runs from May to September. The dry season runs from October through April. Throughout the year, the high temperature in the south hovers around 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 degrees Celsius. In both the north and the south, the climate is much milder in the mountains. All across the country, monsoon winds blow in from the southwest during summer and early fall, often bringing heavy rain. Look at the picture. A man is riding his bike in the water. Monsoon can result in floods across Vietnam. And look at this page. We have the map of Vietnam and the other countries and also the oceans that Vietnam borders. Rivers flow downhill from high areas to low areas until they eventually flow into the ocean. Many rivers start in one country and end in another. Now place a piece of paper over the map above and trace the route of the Mekong River. Find it starts in China, then follow its route through Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam until you reach the ocean. Why do you think people first settled along rivers? How might rivers have helped them travel, farm, and survive? Now is the end of the chapter 1.